Bam! My peoples, my peoples. Welcome to another episode of Boxing for Breakfast, where you get your healthy dosage of sweet science early in the morning. Y'all know what we doing, man. We talking boxing. I'm JSmiff, and let me kick this show off by saying we lucky, my people. We so lucky. If you're awake, still frozen, not frozen no more. Not frozen no more. So my peoples, I'm gonna be with Camachito Rivera. He's actually gonna be attending the Jake Paul press conference. Well, the MVP press conference in New York City. So prior to attending the presser, he's gonna join me here on Box Center. We're gonna be talking about different things that's going down. So that's gonna happen in about 20 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know, guys, if the audio is good. Because I know it froze for a second, it came back, we fixed it, but I want to make sure that you guys can hear everything clearly. Let me know, my peoples. Now, on to Devin Haney and Rollies Romero. We've been talking about this fight, y'all. We've been saying that it could happen. They're going back and forth on social media. And now it's finally gonna happen. We're gonna get Devin Haney. There we go. The audio's good. We're gonna get Devin Haney versus Rollies Romero. Side, what's the deal, my G? Bam! Underrated Will in the building. Bam! Salute, family. So yes, we have a special guest joining us in about 20 minutes. In the meantime, what do you guys think about this fight, man? I like this fight. I like this fight. There's the folks who say, nah, Devin Haney's gonna cook him. And then there's the people saying, nah, wait a minute. You saw what Rollies did to Ryan. You saw what Rollies did to Ryan. Rollies got that power. And he's looking real good since he started training with Ismael Salas, the Cuban coach. They got Rollies on point, my people. Don't sleep on him. Is Devin really gonna wash him? Or is Rolly gonna surprise everybody and hurt Devin Haney and make it his fight? Underrated. Where I told you we will get Devin versus Rolly before Ryan and Shakur. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get. Well, I don't know because remember, if Ryan and Shakur decide to fight next, we're getting both of them, which is what I was hoping for. My hope was since Rollies and Devin are gonna do it, that Ryan and Shakur also gonna do it. But I see some people floating around rumors that Shakur already turned it down. That Shakur, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it on Shakur's IG. I haven't seen it on Shakur's Twitter. I haven't seen Shakur himself say that he turned down Ryan Garcia. Now, I did see Ryan Garcia say that a fight announcement is coming up soon. I seen that. Underrated. Well, Devin beats Rollies, in my opinion. And I'm gonna tell you what, Devin Haney is gonna be the favorite to win this fight, as it should be. As it should be. He's gonna be the favorite. But the notion that he's just gonna wash Rollies, I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that. I think it could be a very interesting fight, a very competitive fight. The real King George is not frozen like Wendy's burgers. It's got now live feed. Supposedly, isn't it Wendy's that say that they burgers never been frozen? Isn't it them? My peoples, to those of you who ain't subscribed to Box Center 2.0, you see right there the link pinned on the comments. Make sure you subscribe, man. We dropping content almost daily on Box Center 2.0 that only drops on that channel. So anything that's on Box Center 2.0, you're not gonna see it here. You're not gonna see it anywhere else but on Box Center 2.0. So make sure you subscribe over there. And let me give a shout out to the exclusive members of the Box Center with JSmiff family. The exclusive members, you guys know, here and there I drop exclusive content, but I will be going live soon for the exclusive members. So there's going to be some of these lives that I'll be doing where I'll be with the exclusive members and you guys will get to jump on and chime in with me. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So when you start to see those live feeds for the exclusive members, it's going to be so we could talk about what you guys want to talk about. Whether you want to hop on camera with me and go back and forth about whatever topic, whether you want to give your opinion. So, exclusive members, you got some lives coming up that is going to be just for you guys. Queen, on my side, Haney might beat him, but I have a feeling that it might be close going to decision. But who do you have? So listen, I haven't made a prediction on this fight just yet. I'm going to make it. We have enough time, but honestly, it's hard for me to just say it just like that. Oh, I got this one. I really have to analyze some things because you have to take into consideration who's the only guy to beat the crap out of Devin Haney? Brian Garcia. Yes, we know about the 3 pounds that he showed up overweight. We know about him testing positive, but still, he the only one to put a beating on Devin Haney. And we saw what Rollies did to Ryan. Now, the triangle theory doesn't work. That's been debunked for anybody that think it does. So I'm not trying to put together a triangle theory and say, no, Rollies is going to beat him because Ryan beat him up and he beat Ryan. No, that doesn't work in boxing. But all I'm saying is that there's some things to consider for me to make this prediction. Side, looking forward to it. I got you, bro. There's going to be exclusive live for you guys. If you're a member of Box Center with JSmiff, I got some stuff coming up for you guys. Hell yeah. You're gonna get the most bang for your bucks. So my peoples, listen. I think it's like $4.99 a month or some shit like that. You get a Starbucks coffee with you can't even get a Starbucks coffee with $4.99, bro. And you get a month of exclusive membership with Box Center 2.0. So don't forget about that. Quick. Wish I could be a member. I'm sorry I can't. Nah, listen. If you can't be a member, it's so good. You know why? Because you here every morning showing love. You here every morning sharing good opinions on boxing, being part of good boxing conversations. That means a lot, my G. The real King George. Devil will beat Rollies in the last round. In the last round, so you're saying you're gonna stop him? Is gonna be a 12-round stoppage? That would be rather dramatic if you ask me. God, that would be something. That and you know what? Devin hasn't got a stoppage in a long time. Maybe he does now. Maybe Devin does get, because look, man, in the welterweight division, Devin has shown us that he's a different animal. It really is. It really is the boat that. The Dragon King. Salute, family. I said the Dragon King. The Dragon. What's the deal, my brother? Yo, the Dragon got a special show today, my G. Camachito Rivera is gonna join me today in about 15 minutes. He's gonna be at the MVP presser in New York City. Now, MVP is gonna announce something. It's an emergency press conference. I don't know what they're gonna announce. They're gonna announce something. We don't know just yet. Camachito Rivera, my God, he's gonna be there. And prior to attending the press conference, he's gonna join us. We back. We back, my peoples. So let me just let y'all know, man, the frozen situation is happening because it's mad cloudy out here in Dominican Republic right now. It's been raining a lot. I gotta talk to Elon Musk, man. He gotta get me a new Starlink. He gotta get me that Starlink that he gave Speed for Africa. Give me that joint. But my peoples, without further ado, I'm gonna have my brother Camachito Rivera, aka the Chosen One Productions, join me so we could talk that real boxing talk, fellas. Let's get this thing popping. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Whoa.
well,
Uh,
well, well, is that, there it is, there it is. Yes, sir. Good morning, mi gente de la ciudad de los rascacielos, la
Ay,
gran
ay, ay.
manzana.
Ay, 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 de Nueva York.
Sí, señor. Yo, listen, man. Lo prometido es deuda, but I'm still in my car looking for a parking space. You know how New York is, man. This is crazy. Just got me a coffee to come on with you. As soon as I'm done, gonna get my parking spot and head over and see what's really good with MVP today. So you got your show started. What we talking about? Primero, saludo to your corillo. Saludo to all your people. Thank you for showing up. Boxing for breakfast. And one of my pet peeves, I'm gonna let people know the ghost watching. If you're watching, hit that like button, bro. Let it be known if you're watching, how many people you got watching,
Right now it's 13 of us.
and how many likes you got?
We got 12 likes. They showing it.
Okay, so that's love. That's what's up. So, dímelo, what's goody?
So we got a lot to talk about because obviously you're gonna be at that MVP presser. I know we got to talk about Berlanga, what's coming up for him. We got to talk about Sanders Zayas, what's coming up for him. We got to talk about a few of the fighters that you're very familiar with. Obviously, your Puerto Rican family. But before we get into all that smoke, right now, bro, we talking about. Oh, let me let everybody know when they announced that Rollies and Devin signed was agreed to already, you had actually told me like an hour before that. You hit me up. You were like, "Yo, Jay, this fight is a done deal. I'm getting this
Yeah,
information." So you got
yeah,
that insider information.
yeah,
Appreciate you, my
yeah,
G.
yeah. I got the email at like 5 in the morning when I got the credentials to come here today. I told you I got 3 emails. But I was working, I was shooting some videos when I came on with you, and I told you, yo, Jay, I haven't opened my emails yet, but one of them, from what I could see, is telling me that Rolly and Devin is a done deal. And when this gentleman sends me his info, Mario Serrano is a publicist for Premier Boxing Champions, Box Lab, and all these companies. So when he sends me an email, it's because he knows what he's talking about. And boom, an hour later, there it was. And they sent me the video of what happened yesterday in Puerto Rico between Ojo Santiago and Keyshawn.
Which is something that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, now let me ask you something. We seen Devin Haney look spectacular versus Brian Norman Jr., but we also saw Rollies look absolutely spectacular versus Ryan Garcia. Cuban coach Ismael Salas got Rollies looking real good. What do you think about this fight, my G?
well, I've been in the boxing game a long time. My brother was a 3-time world champion, and I'm not one much to deal with that triangle theory or any because anything could happen. As a matter of fact, let me give you an example. Back then, Frankie Randall beat Chavez twice. When my brother fought Frankie Randall, after the fight, my brother stopped him in the 10th round. Frankie went to the dressing room and told my brother, bro, you are the hardest puncher I have ever faced. And my brother said, even Julio? He said, even Julio. So, that triangle theory with me, that's Baba. Same situation, I'm in Jermaine Ortiz's camp. He just lost to Keyshawn. And I saw a fight where Jermaine, where I thought to myself, I think he could get Keyshawn relying on that triangle theory, and I should have known better. But yeah, I mean, Devin and Rolly, man, I hung out with Rolly back then on a Saturday night. The kid is funny, man. That was for when Androide Garcia, tu paisano, was still fighting. And Rolly's crazy, man. Rolly is a fun kid, man. We went to a club, we hung out. But I gotta be honest with you, man. Haney's gonna put it on him, man.
And you gonna
Haney,
put the beats on him?
yeah, man, I'm calling it now. He might hate me for this one and say, bro, but I'm realistic, man. Haney's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be ugly. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I feel you. I feel you, my
yeah,
G.
yeah.
Now, now let me ask you a question. Look at this one. The WBC ordered Dalton Smith to defend against Alberto Puello. You can remember that Subriel Matias is the guy who took the title from Alberto Puello. Then Dalton Smith got him.
I
So
got
now we said the triangle theory doesn't work. So what do you think about Dalton Smith versus Alberto Puello?
So talking about emails, on the 2 emails I got this morning, because those are the first emails I open faithfully 5, 6 in the morning when I get up. That was one of them, telling me that Mauricio Solomon WBC ordered with. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that Puello could beat Dalton Smith, or it will go the distance, but he's not gonna be as careless as Subiel Matia was. when Subriel Matia, I was there, because he was live with us. I was there at the Barclays. I was part of that event. And behind me were a couple of other media outlets. And I told them the round before Subriel got knocked out that the way these guys were hitting each other, one of them was about to go down soon. Next round, it was Subriel who went down. So I think this is a 50-50 fight, actually, but Smith will not knock him out. He won't do what he did to Matias. Absolutely not.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you what. Somebody in the comment, underrated Will, is saying that Puello keep getting title shots, but I want to respond to that. Underrated Will, I want to remind you that when Puello lost to Subriel Matias in a very good, very competitive fight, he didn't get a rematch for his own title.
No,
Instead,
no,
they put Don
no.
Smith right in front of Subriel. They climbed Don
Mm,
Smith to the ring right away, like, yeah,
no.
yeah, this the guy that's next, and he never got a rematch. So
No,
it's
listen. This was a turkey on a sheet, Eddie Hearn jumping the gun, doing whatever they want with Mauricio Soliman. And as of now, now you got Turkey and Eddie going at it, which is a post I'm going to do in a couple of days because I got some inside info on that. But, it's true. Puello should have got that rematch because it was in the contract, right? That Puello was supposed to fight Matias and get that rematch. So I'm happy that he's getting this next because he was supposed to fight Matias. So at least he has a chance of getting that title back as he should have with Matias.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. He gets an opportunity. I mean, we're seeing fighters who are getting title shots coming off of a loss. Uh,
Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely. Listen, I this morning it's funny because this morning somebody told me, listen, the fight with Berlanga doesn't go through, the one that they're making right now, right? Which is a good fight for both of them. I
with
think
Chris Eubank Jr., you mean?
yeah, I think that's a good fight. It's just that Berlanga is much bigger and heavier, so Eubank is like trying to get that catch weight. He wants that money. But then someone told me, listen, they were thinking of actually having Berlanga fight Gabe Rosado. I'm like, bro, Gabriel Rosado is fighting on Saturday in London with a dude that's 5-2. Dude that's 5-2, and you're telling me that they were actually trying to make this match? You got to be kidding me, man. Boxing sometimes I don't know. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Gabriel Rosado at this stage of the game, he's just looking for that ching ching. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm hoping that this fight happens at least. Berlanga could test himself with an elite or competent fighter. It's just we're just dealing with a weight issue at the moment, but it could happen.
And I tell you what, Berlanga versus Chris Eubank Jr. in the UK, that's a monster fight. They filling out an arena. Wherever they fight, they filling a place out.
I'm actually hoping Berlanga is here today, so I could ask him because he sometimes he shows up when Amanda's around. So I'm hoping he's in the building today and MSG and see what happens.
Okay, now talk to me about who's going to be there. Do you know anyone that's going to be in Madison Square Garden
Yes,
today?
absolutely. So of course it's gonna be Nakisa Badirian, who is the co-owner of MVP. Amanda Serrano is gonna be there. Alicia Bumgarner is gonna be there. Holly Holm is gonna be there. Three other women are gonna be there. But on the list we got set to the media, it said nothing about Jake Paul. So I don't know, man. I'm anxious to see what this is all about. I have another theory. Who hosted yesterday, besides the WBO in Puerto Rico? Who hosted that Keyshawn Davis workout?
MVP promotion.
Boxing Bullies. Boxing Bullies is Jake Paul's company that they use to renovate and build gyms in Puerto Rico. So that gym in Atorrey, Santurce, wherever they were yesterday, was a renovated gym that they had Keyshawn Davis, but it was promoted by boxing bullies. So I'm thinking to myself, a day before the press conference, this happens. I wonder if one thing has to do with another.
You know, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was wondering, is Keyshawn Davis gonna sign with MVP Promotions?
I don't know because I'm just trying to put I'm driving from Worcester, Massachusetts, so it takes me 3 hours to get here, right? And on my way here, I'm thinking to myself, what can it be? Because Amanda's not retiring; she has a fight in May. Jake Paul's not gonna be there. So what? I mean, this was just out of the blue. They most valuable promotions hasn't been relevant since this whole Bad Bunny Jake Paul situation. Like, what can be going on? So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Jake Paul was involved yesterday with this whole situation in Puerto Rico, and now that I don't know, I was just trying. La mente me estaba maquinando, hermanito. Tú sabes, me estaba maquinando la mente. So I don't know. We'll see what it is. I know Amanda's
Listen,
gonna be there. So other females. It might have to do with a female card coming in Madison Square Garden because why do it in Madison Square Garden? So really, I have no inside information of what this press
now,
conference is about.
now, before going on with this, let me ask you a question. There's somebody in the comments, Queeb, asking a question, so I'll give this one off to you. So, quick question: why do some fighters get title fights coming off of losses? Is it from the performance of the previous fight, or the situation just works for them?
Bro, politics, monopolization. Boxing is a business, bro. Si tú tienes un padrino, te van a bautizar. I felt the worst promoter, not the worst, because he made money, but Don King. Man, let me tell you, I dealt with Don King when Trinidad and my brother fought for him. He was an easy promoter to deal with, and there was politics in boxing back then, and there's politics in boxing now. So that's all it is, bro. That's all it is.
Politics. Yo,
Politics,
the
bro.
real King George is saying that you should ask them for the script because MVP always got a script.
But this is the thing. This is how they're captioning this press conference. Anything is possible. That's their caption to this major news press conference. Anything is possible. Bro, like they have everybody in suspense right now.
Damn, they didn't give no detail. Just anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Could this be connected? Nah, I don't think it's connected to Logan Paul calling out the NFL players.
Nah, nah, nah. That has
No
nothing.
way.
Nah, that has nothing to do with that. I mean, maybe he'll take a fight with Bell or one of these NFL players, and even Tom Brady called him a bitch in a video the other day, but which surprised the hell out of me because Brady. But I don't know, man. It's for Jake Paul not to be there. Are they saying Jake Paul's retiring? Are they gonna say? I listen. I don't. I got so many
I
theories
mean,
and
technically, we don't know if Jake Paul might show up by surprise because they also did
well,
not say that he would not be there, right?
they sent the list of who to expect, right? I got the whole list. It's like 10 people. Like I said, and Ariel, whatever, the commentator there, Ariel, he'll be there announcing. So, they said Amanda, Holly Holm, Alicia, Nakisa, uh, another Puerto Rican girl they signed, three other female boxers. I can't remember from the top of my head, but it's all females. Females, no male fighters. Jake Paul's not on that list.
But that heady man, anything can happen. What? I'm trying to read into that, but I
No, no,
can't,
no,
bro.
no, 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 no. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. That
I
sounds
mean,
like they got
so
something big going on.
so 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 they're saying that they did something that people didn't think possible, or they're doing something.
I think
I
they're gonna
mean,
do something. I think they're gonna do
listen,
something. They're gonna
listen.
announce something.
It could be a whole bunch of nada too. Then when they announce everybody about this was the big emergency major news. But with MVP, you never know. Because Jake Paul don't care about spending that money. He got it. So who knows what he's up to? Like I said, they were involved yesterday with the Keyshawn situation in Puerto Rico. So
What do you think about Keyshawn and Ojo doing that little
yeah,
face off and everything?
yeah, Ojo got his 15 minutes. I mean, I saw the whole video of the moment he got there and stepped out of the car until the moment he left. And it went like this. Ojo got out the car and said, manejé desde Fajardo hasta aquí Trujillo Alto, porque él me va a tener que escuchar, él va a tener que darme una pelea, yo soy el número dos. So he enters the gym, scopes out the gym, tells his little son to call him a chicken. The little son shied out, like, nah, I'm not gonna do that and whatever. They tell him, you're not gonna get in trouble. And then the other dude said, pero llámalo, dile Quechu. Quechu, llama. Mira, Quechu. Estaban vacilando, el corillo de ojo, estaba vacilando, you know? So he starts calling him out. He doesn't pay attention because Keyshawn was talking to the amateur fighters, about how they need to stay focused as amateurs. It will help them as pros and whatever. And then all of a sudden, Ojo steps to the ring and starts telling him in Spanish, "Quiero pelear contigo. Tú tienes que darme una pelea." And then Keyshawn is like, the guy that was representing him, I don't know if it was Boxing Bullies, he's like, "Yo, Chad, what's he saying?" And yeah, he wants to fight. "Oh, you want to spar? You want to spar me now? Who's this? Who's this?" And then he Ojo tells him, "Santiago." Oh, and Keishan go, "Oh!" Like the name right away, like,
It
and
rang a
then
bell.
yeah, yo, then he gapped his boy, "Oh!" And then he looks at him and he says, "Man, you're not in my weight. You're 147." So he felt him out and he thought Ojo was big. So he was actually impressed with Ojo's size, you know? And then they start going. And then once he knew who he was, he goes, "I'm going to fuck you up." Because now he knows he's in his division, you know? But Keyshawn then tried to put him down and said, "How many knockouts you got? You've been knocked down twice." Ojo says, "No, just once." "Who knocked you out?" "Nunez." "Man, I'll knock Nunez and you out. I'm number two. I'm number two. I don't care about that shit," Keyshawn is saying. "I don't care about that shit. Man, I'm going to knock that other eye out of you." Ojo got his little, he did what he went to do, but I'm going to be honest with you. Keyshawn told, like, I believe what listen, if that fight happens, it would be big because my boy Jermaine got that opportunity, and I know how big it is. But like, you know, mm, I think Ojo has to try and fight my boy Henry Cedeño again. Get a fight like that before he steps up to that category. So I mean, I doubt it. Keyshawn told him, "Listen, you got to prove yourself before you step to me." Like, he told him, "What do I gain?" And he's like, "But I'm number two. I don't give a fuck about that. And I'm trying to fight the big boys." Even though Ojo is number two, Keyshawn is telling him, "Man, there's levels to this shit."
Yeah,
So,
he doesn't have that level of popularity to entice Keyshawn's interest.
but that's the reason that he did what he did. He drove to Trujillo Alto, and or wherever it was. I think it was Trujillo, yeah, from Fajardo, to get that little clip, put his name out there, and you never know who sent them. Did the WBO send him? Did Jake Paul send him? Like, did Fresh Production send him? Like, Ojo es una persona humilde. ¿Tú me
No, no,
entiendes?
and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. Even if he doesn't get the Keyshawn fight next, but I think it was a good idea to go over there because a lot of people who didn't know Ojo Santiago know him because of that.
That's what I'm saying. So whoever advised him to go do that, I applaud them. And if it was Ojo el que se tiró esa misión, te aplaudo, Ojo. Te aplaudo porque hiciste lo que tenías que hacer. That's what all boxers. Man, I wish Boots Ennis did that. Boots Ennis got to start selling himself more. You know what I mean? And that's a topic for another day, but he did what he had to do. And listen, if he gets to fight, because to be honest with you, if Keyshawn wants to fight for that title, he has to fight Ojo's number two. Ojo's number two. So to get to the champion, or even if it's vacant or whatever the situation may be, because you never know with these organizations, anything can happen in 2 or 3 months. You got to fight the people that are up there.
Yeah, for sure. For
Who
sure.
knows
I,
who?
I look, I tell you what, I think we could have gotten, for example, Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, which everybody's been wanting that fight since they was at the welterweight division. And honestly, whoever advised Virgil to sue Golden Boy and try to get out of his contract, they failed him badly. And for Oscar's clapback Thursday, for those of you in the comments who've seen it, Oscar said everything that I've been saying for a whole week. I've been telling people like everything Oscar said. Oscar even pointed out that Virgil had been praising him, praised him even after his last fight was praising him, saying, Oscar, he's done right by me. I don't have anything negative to say about him. I've been saying that. And look, Oscar said it himself on his clapback Thursday. So I think they made a huge mistake trying to sue Golden Boy to get out of his contract with no legal grounds. Now they lost in court, and now he's gonna be in the shelf, inactive. A young fighter, his prime inactivity, you know that's your enemy.
But listen to this. He was ill advised, right? But you have somebody in your corner, in your camp, a friend that dealt with this before with Mikey Garcia. You have Roberto Garcia right there. Like, you couldn't have told him, like, or are you guys have that big of an ego that you go through this and you let another fighter that you know go through the same thing? Bro, De La Hoya's not taking this lightly. Now, any fight that Virgil gets under Golden Boy is going to be underpaid, and it's not going to be the fights he wants. Or
No,
you just sit it out and stay on the shelf. But bro,
honestly, I believe that Virgil is going to be inactive. He's gonna be collecting dust on a shelf. You know why? Just yesterday, bro. Just yesterday, he posted, "I'm done with Golden Boy."
yeah,
That means
yeah.
that your ass is cooked because you stuck in contract with him.
Yeah, but right now he's in his feelings. You're a couple of days away from losing in court. You're in your feelings, right? He's been ill advised. I know Oscar well. Oscar laugh it off and say, Oscar's a businessman. He's not gonna put him on the shelf and not make any money off of him. He's gonna teach him a lesson. He's not gonna make the money he could have made, but he's going to make some money off of him. But at the same time, making money off of him, he's going to show him a lesson. Like I said, he's going to put him on undercards where he could have been main or co-main, not getting paid what he's supposed to, with the opponents that not on his level. He's going to teach him a lesson. I'm telling you, Oscar's not going to put him on the shelf. Oscar's a businessman, and he's a smart businessman. You know what he's doing? He's just laughing it off. He's
No,
like,
but listen to this. Listen to this. Let me remind you. Virgil Ortiz is now appealing the decision and going to arbitration, which Oscar said it on Clapback Thursday. Do he realize that you could be in arbitration for years? For years. He saw what happened to Mikey Garcia. Why would he want to go to arbitration?
but this is the thing that I'm telling you. Whoever is advising this kid is advising him wrong. And even the attorney that's advising him is just there for this.
No, no, look. I'm and I said this before, it's 100% greed because they could have made the fight with Boots between Golden Boy and Matchroom. And basically, he tried to backdoor De La Hoya to make it only on the Matchroom. Because, you know, if all parties are on the same side of the street, they make more money. It's not split between two promotions. But if you under contract with Golden Boy, the right thing would have been to do the fight with both promotional companies and play out your contract till last year and then leave when the contract is over. Do what Conor Ben did. What did Conor somewhere else? Some people thought that was a scumbag move because Eddie been loyal to him.
Bro, so let me give you an example back to your um, chat that was asking why do these fighters get the politics, bro. Politics and money, it's a business. Look at what just happened. That's a prime example right there. Eddie
Yo, let
Hearn,
me just say, look what the real King George said, bro. I love this dude. Very knowledgeable, down to earth. Do your thing, my brother. We appreciate you.
who say that again? I'm sorry.
He said that I love this dude. You're very knowledgeable and down to earth.
Oh, he's talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, salute and respect, my dude. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir. So yeah, getting back to that, Connor Ben, he went what he went through. Eddie Hearn was there. Eddie Hearn was at his crib, checking on the kid, make sure he was okay mentally, backing him up, lending him money, letting him know, listen, I'm here for you and I'm going to be here for you.
And you remember, everybody turned their back like, yo, don't touch him. This dude is a steroid head. We don't want nothing to do with him.
Even the father, even Eddie Hearn's father told him to drop him, right? Because as you know, um, Eddie Hearn's father has Hearn Entertainment, which the big fish moneymaker is darts and pool and fishing. Eddie Hearn takes care of the boxing for Hearn Entertainment, but the father is really the king of this promotional firm. And the father advised him, drop him. Eddie Hearn, I'm going to stick loyal to him because we're going to get this and then we're going to make money. And what does Connor do? But you know what it is? Bro, Turkey. Turkey Al Sheik, bro, is showing his claws, right? Turkey Al Sheik is in his feelings because in 22 and 23, 23, 24 last year, 20, one or the other, he wanted to buy stakes in boxing in Eddie Hearn's promotional firm or Hearn's Entertainment in London. They didn't sell him any stakes. So Radial season, did I say that right? Turkey Al Sheikh's other
Re- Riyadh season.
Riyadh season and Turkey, they've been investors giving Eddie Hearn money for big events, but they got tired of that. They got tired of backing Eddie Hearn and then them not wanting to sell him a stake of the company. So I think this is Al Sheikh in his feelings, now fucking Eddie and doing what they're doing. And now with the Sufa going on, like Sufa has
Let me
their
say something
first,
real quick. Let me say something real quick, though. Eddie's fighting back. You know why? Did you see that he signed a former MMA fighter, the former world champion
champion.
Aspinall? Eddie
Mhm.
Hearn signed him. I know Dana White is pissed off about that. And by the way, Chemical, salute to Chemical, jumping with the super chat vibes. He says promoters shouldn't be able to inactivate boxers. For business though. It's a business.
Well, let me get back to him. So, I'm a promoter in Worcester, Massachusetts. Rivera Promotions Entertainment. You guys can look it up. I'm also a manager. I have 3 fighters under me. And I also match make sometimes Box Lab, or anybody will ask me if there's a fighter in New England that I can match, or whatever. So, bro, when you have a contract with these fighters, you could do whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. I know you say that they shouldn't have the right, but when they sign in that dotted line, they know what they're getting into. Now, there's fighters that, like Jermaine started with us. Jermaine Ortiz started with Rivera Promotions Entertainment. When he wanted to go sign with CES and Top Rank before Box Lab, he's like a brother to us, bro. We let him go. Like, do your thing, bro. Richard Popeye Rivera, my nephew, manages him. We still waiting for a big fight for him. You know what I mean? So they have to abide by the rules, man.
It's a contract. It's a
It's
contract.
it it, it
And look what Queef says, and I'm gonna respond to that, but I want your take on this too. Quick question for your guests. I asked you, JSmiff, some days ago, if 15 million deal gone back, what does Ben do as he turns his back on Eddie Hearn, right? And let me just say this, because I was talking to Greg Hackett, and I agree with him. I think the $15 million for one fight, I think that shit is capped. I think it's media manipulation. You know why? Because I want you to consider this. He signed to Zuffa Boxing, right? But that one fight that we're talking about is going to be on the Riyadh season. It's going to be a non-title fight, and it's not going to be main event. So they really giving him 15 million for that? I don't think so. I think he's going to end up fighting more fights, and it's going to turn into a 2-3 fight deal actually for those 15 mils. But
I think
what say you?
no, I think the same thing. I don't think he's getting that type of money to fight Prograde. Are you are you serious? Like, you're not fighting Keyshawn Davis. You're not fighting, excuse me, Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking I gotta check, because Sufa now has some fighters that with people, Dominican, for example, Rodriguez, right? Is now with Sufa. So I could get a Edwin Rodriguez. ¿Quién fue el que firmó dominicano con Sufa?
Eh, de los Santos.
Okay, de
Edgar
los
de los
Santos.
Santos.
De los Santos. So Jermaine Ortiz's uncle, que le dicen el tío, is really close to De Los Santos. So I'm waiting for him to get back from his vacation to get with him to see what De Los Santos is saying about how this SUFA contract works. That way I could get an idea of how they pay them, and if when they say 15 million for that fight, is there more to it? By that I can tell. I doubt it.
Listen, Raul Mercado says, can you tell me something about Xander Zayas? Can you give me updates on him? Because Devin was talking about he would be easy work and all that stuff. What can you tell us about Xander?
So Xander said that Devin could just wait, that he's trying to do other things with real 154 pounders. That he's not, he's just trying to catch lightning in a bottle right now with Xander. Xander, I guess, next to opponents, which Kelly would be one of them. But that's why Haney's gonna fight Romero, because Haney's trying to do, catch up to Shakur. Listen, he'll beat Rolly easy. He'll become undisputed. He'll get that belt, but he's trying to get the easy fights. And he thinks that, like they said, that Xander is food. Xander's paying no attention to none of that. I can tell you that already. He's paying no attention to none of that. I was talking to somebody from Top Rank because I posted something about ESPN coming back with Top Rank, and that person, which Xander fights for Top Rank, told me that no chance Haney's getting a fight with Xander, not anytime soon. So they could keep. That was just the Haney's trying to get that attention. You know what I mean? Because they think that's an easy fight. Now, you're going up in weight to fight a fighter that is a natural 154. Why would you think he's food?
Honestly, I don't believe that they consider Sander an easy fight. I think that's just part of the trash talking to get the conversation going, to get social media going about this. But I don't think they really believe that, bro.
But the thing is that Bill Haney is, always Bill Haney. He's always calling out everybody. Like, it was Xander, it was Ryan, now it's Rolly. Like, they always got something, Shakur. You know what I mean? It's like they always have something calling out people. And as you know, the majority of the fighters that the Haneys call out, it usually doesn't happen. I mean, it rarely anybody they call out. So that was just a foolish situation at the moment. They wanted to be relevant because they actually thought that Abbas had a good chance of beating Xander. I told you that was a 50-50 fight. And
Well, you
you said,
remember what I told you, right?
yeah, you said Xander was going to put it on him. I
Eat them
remember,
up.
yeah, you said it. You came on my show and you said that. And I told you I thought it was a 50-50 fight. But let me tell you why I told you this. I was in Orlando, Florida the night Abbas beat Zayas. I saw what I saw from that kid that night. I was impressed. I was impressed. Now, I thought he's my boy, Xander. I mean, believe me, I'm a real. They know me because I'm realistic the way it is. I thought out of all the 154 champions at the time, 154, the Xander was the weakest of the four. But I'm gonna be honest with you. He fought against a bass Barrow.
No, that was a fight. That was a fight.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he fought differently than other fights. Like he actually, styles make fights. And he trained what they trained for, they actually did that night. The game plan that they set out to do, that's what they did. And now he has two belts. So of course people are gonna call him out. And he's Puerto Rican. You know how that is. They don't want us to have any more world champions.
He's a two belt champion at 23 years old. He's 23, right? At 23 years old, at 154.
But
Like yo, that in that
but
division, you don't see young kids
but
like
Bob,
that, man.
but listen. Remember, Top Rank signed this kid at 17, 16, 17. He's been fighting in Madison Square Garden and his whole life doing the Puerto Rican every June festival events and he couldn't wait for his moment, bro. Like I asked him in Orlando last time because the other thing was that I knew this fight with Xander and Barra was gonna happen because Xander was there that night. We were at the pool with him at the Caribe Royale for the Tellez fight. And when the fight was over, that they were about to announce the winner, Xander went into the ring. So that fight was already in the making with whoever won that night. And it happened to be Barral.
And I gotta tell you something. The way that he fought Xander Sayas, I feel like he wanted to trade leather with him. He wanted to beat him at his own game. Because I feel like if Xander used his footwork and moved around, he could have made it an easier night.
But listen, and and it was a whole different fight than when Subriel Matias fought in Puerto Rico, that he lost his title. Xander couldn't wait to fight in Puerto Rico. De La Hoya was criticizing Xander. Well, why Puerto Rico or New York? Remember when he wanted him to fight his fighter. That
Yeah.
he said he was ducking him, right? And look at this whole situation now with his fighter. As soon as they announced that Xander won, Xander took the mic and said, Oscar, see, we can make big fights and fill it up in Puerto Rico. You should have took the fight in Puerto Rico. So everything Sanders set out to, and the marketing was genius for that fight. They packed the place. The marketing was genius with the whole style of the cartoon character the week before the event. So, the kid is young. The kid the kid is doing his thing.
I
He's doing
look,
his thing.
and you remember I told you this on your show. I feel like right now Xander Zayas is the face of Puerto Rican boxing. There's a lot of top dog elite Puerto Rican fighters, young fighters coming up, but I think that Xander is the guy right now.
I still think that it's Mighty Mouse at the moment. You know what I mean? The little one, the little Puerto Rican, Ko Jasso. At the moment, they consider the face of Puerto Rican boxing, but Xander is getting there. He's getting there.
I feel you, man. But Xander, because look, when I think about him only being 23 years old and a unified champion at the 154 division where the big dogs is at, he's accomplishing very early on and very young. Because in this division, in most cases, you see that the world champions are already in their late 20s, in their early 30s. But at 23, he already got two out of the full belt. So I think because of that, he's the guy, bro. Plus
So
the name
so
recognition, too. I think he's, obviously one of the most recognizable Puerto Rican fighters of today.
so let me ask you this, because I was actually talking with Trinidad about this the other day. Tito, how does he do against the other champions in the division?
That's a great question. So if he was to fight Fundora, he's gonna be the underdog, right? I understand that. And if he fight Josh Kelly, he might also be the underdog. I think he could beat Kelly. I think he could beat Kelly.
You don't you,
Fundora,
you don't think he could beat Fundora?
Fundora. That's a right now I'm thinking that's a 50-50 fight. And it's hard for me to make a prediction, but I know that he's dying to fight Fundora, that he loved that fight.
The way he adjusted to fight a boss, I used to think like you, right? The way he adjusted to fight a boss, I think he has the style to beat Fundora.
I think so too. Remember when Fundora won his last fight, Xander Sayas approached him, ran up on him, and even wanted to do a face off. And it was Fundora C who was like, nah, 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 we good. They don't want to do a face off with him.
No, no. His sister told him not to do it.
Yeah, she didn't want to
But
do it.
but they sent them a contract. They didn't even want to look at it. The Fundoras didn't even want to look at it. Let me tell you, that little Fundora girl, she has an ego. She tells the brother what to do.
Well, they got their team thing going on. But look what Sai said in the comments. He said, who is Mighty Mouse? What way is he at?
Cause I 108.
You see?
108. Yeah.
So there's boxing fans who don't know him. I think because of that, it would be Xander Sayas, the guy.
He's fighting Saturday, isn't he? When's he fighting? Isn't he fighting this weekend next? Tell your chat to watch him to see the response. Oh, and other Puerto Rican fighter that's fighting in Japan. I just got an email this morning that now you know how usually it's only televised over there and you got to find a link to watch over here at 4 and 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Guapa TV is gonna uh, show the fight in Puerto Rico, and ESPN Knockout it's gonna show it in the United States.
That's nice. So we get to see that. Look what Queeb just said. This is the most interesting and knowledgeable way I'm learning about Puerto Rican boxing. Thank you, man. Why do you think they don't want Puerto Rican boxers to get more achievements?
Because back in the day they ruled when they didn't have that many. Like let me give you an example, man. Like there was a time like the welterweight division back then, bro. Like it was scary. It was scary. Leonard, Hagler, Pepino Cueva. Listen, I there was 6, 7 monsters in that weight. Here comes a 17-year-old Puerto Rican to put fear in all of them guys. Then you had Gomez, and it's just I don't know. It's something about, and the island is small. They said they're not supposed to be, you know, that many world champions and that strong world champions of such a tiny island.
You
So
know, let me just point something out. The Hector Camacho shorts. I want to point that out because Hector Camacho was so far ahead of his time that when he first started wearing, the big shorts with the glitter, with the things hanging off the side, with all these different styles, at first people thought that was crazy. Like, oh man, that's crazy. What are you doing? That's too flamboyant. And look,
now,
even today, almost every star is wearing Camacho style shorts.
and not only that, the boots, like the hanging from the boots, all that flamboyant stuff, the whole yeah, that he started that trend. So there's another Puerto Rican right there that started a trend that prime example. Who did it? Hector Macho Camacho.
And that's part of boxing until this day. That's it. He made it a part of the sport. Man, listen, I still remember, and I get goosebumps from it when Hector Camacho walked in full Indian gear dress. Whoa,
Let me tell
that
you,
was great.
let me
That's
tell you,
iconic, bro.
let me give you another example because as you know, when I go to Puerto Rico, I go to church with Tito Trinidad and we have dinner and we talk and he was part of the stable with my brother back then and I've known Tito for years.
Hold on, look. Before you say that, let me respond to this super chat. Salute to
Yeah, yeah,
Chemical
yeah.
with the
Read,
super chat.
read, read them
Listen to
all.
this.
Read
Listen
them
to this.
all.
A contract can be bad faith. If a promoter inactivates a boxer for a certain time, the contract should have an immediate route to be voided. So I want to respond to that real quick, and then you can chime in. So here's the thing about a contract, my brother. I would say when and Camachito mentioned that earlier, when you sign the contract, you're agreeing to the terms that's on there. Now, with Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil Ortiz, which was the reason we brought up contracts, I don't think there was no bad faith because the only thing Virgil Ortiz is alleging is that his contract should be up with Golden Boy because the zone's contract with Golden Boy ended. But that's a problem because he was never on the contract with the zone. So that's not a grounds for him leaving Golden Boy. He didn't have a good argument to make. He had a horrible argument. So at least in that contract, there's no bad faith because he's not alleging that he wasn't paid. He's not alleging that he didn't get the fight that he's supposed to get or that they kept him inactive. What he's alleging was not valid. So he lost in court. If a contract is in bad faith and you breach the contract, then that's gonna be grounds for you leaving it. he wasn't able to leave because the contract was legit. But what do you think about that, Camachito?
Well, let me give your chat an example of what some promoters do. Like, let's say in Massachusetts, you can't sign a fighter. I think it was 4, but I signed my fighters to 3 years now. I think it's 3 years more than that. But there's a loophole, right? So you create a contract, and my sister's an attorney. My sister was an attorney for read all the contracts that Don King sent for my brother, and she advised Jermaine Ortiz when he got his contracts, right? So let's say I sign a fighter to 3 years. So, but in the fine print in the bottom, I start stating if you win the New England title, we add 6 months to that contract. If you win an international title, we add a year to that contract. If you're ranked in the top 10, we add 2 years to that contract. So some fighters are tied for 10 years because they're just levels to this. And as they keep winning, they're tied more and more to that promoter. So sometimes, well, wait a minute. I thought he signed a 3-year deal back in. Yeah, but you guys don't know about the fine print. If he never won and he lost, then those 3 years will up. But as you keep climbing the ladder and you're more relevant and you fight for titles, then you're tied to that promoter for 6 months, a year, 2 years. If you fight for a world title and you make such money, we're adding 2 years to that contract.
So you keep re-upping, which was that was the model for the PBC.
Right, but a lot of people don't know that. So a lot of people are like, but wait a minute, he has a right to get out. No, my dude, you knew this when you signed, especially if we knew how talented of a fighter you are, that you could climb that ladder in no time. And once I bring you to that stage and you're getting an interim title or this title or that title, you're sticking with me. I'm bringing you there. And it's only right. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna sign.
because
We're not gonna sign for 3 years. And those 3 years, you climb the ladder, you fight for a world title, and then you're gonna make another promoter you sign with a millionaire.
not now that you got them the popularity, they're gonna make the money with somebody else.
So that's the loophole that in some states promoters get out of because in the fight, and they can do it because I've seen it, fought in court. And no, well, if I started a fighter as a pro debut in Massachusetts, and after 10 wins, he fights for the New England title, which New England is 6 states, right? And you beat everybody in New England. 6 months to that contract. You're the New England world champion. I mean, New England title holder now. You win that, you're undefeated. Frank calls and said, "Listen, I want to pin your fighter against my 12-0 for an interim or an international or a continental or whatever." You win that, I'm adding a year because now top rank, you fought for top rank and you're getting that title. They're gonna want to sign you or they want to give you more opportunity. And
Yup.
that's the way it works.
Look, let's segue back to Camacho real quick, right? Look, Shaggy says I'm Native American, and I love it when Macho Camacho showed up in the native fit. It was a nice representation for us. As you know, the Tainos were here in the Dominican Republic, we're there in Puerto Rico, so we have that Taino blood in us. How did Puerto Ricans feel, bro, about Camacho showing up with that full
No,
Indian dress gear?
no. Well, let me get back to what I was saying about Tito Trinidad. So another reason why, from that time and on, Puerto Rican fighters are hated so much is because Trinidad was one to freeze the island every time he fought. No murders, no crimes, nothing happened in Puerto Rico when Tito Trinidad fought. He froze the whole island. Everybody watched, and he destroyed Mexican fighters, African fighters, American fighters, Golden Boy fighters that are like they could say what they want, but he beat up on everybody. Ike Quartet, African. Look at what he did to Mexican fighters. He put it on both on two of them ugly, Fernando Vargas and Johnny Boy Campas, right?
Nasty, nasty.
Now, Nicaraguan fighter, Majolga. How many fighters he destroyed? Bro, that's all hate
No,
from
David Reed, gold medalist at 154. He made his debut at 154 and pummeled
bro.
David Reed.
Trinidad affirmed and stamped that hate from all around the world towards Puerto Rican fighters, bro. That's why so many people loved it when Hopkins beat him. Even though Hopkins burned the flag, but so many people were relieved and joyful.
Yeah. Now in Puerto Rico, do people consider Tito Trinidad the best Puerto Rican fighter of all time? Because I know you guys got somebody else.
Who, Torres? Who do you,
Um, who was it that fought before Trinidad that he became a world champion real young too?
that's the kid I was telling you, Benitez.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Benitez. There's people who consider Benitez the best.
but that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. That at the time where you had so many welterweights, right? In that '80s era, here comes a 17-year-old kid becoming world champion at 17, and and being better than all of them at the time he was considered. Wilfredo Benitez. Yeah, he was, but as personal situations kept happening to Benitez, which I'll get behind the scenes with you about his story and what happened and how he lost everything. Trinidad to date is now the more popular for everywhere Trinidad goes in Puerto Rico or anywhere, bro. Like me and Trito Trinidad, we went. Do you know that the day that Subriel Matias met Tito Trinidad, which is Subriel Matias' idol, was the day that we celebrated Subriel Matias' 30th birthday in La Gallera in Naranjito in Puerto Rico. All those videos and pictures that have been going around of them meeting, those were taken by me. Me and Tito were there for that reunion. The first time they met, and we celebrated Subriel Matias' birthday at that time. And listen, let me tell you, bro, like everywhere you go till this day, Trinidad, man. Like Trinidad was talking the other day about everybody always asking, man, how about a celebrity boxing match or an exhibition with Golden Boy? He talks about it, but there's certain things that I know that people don't know why he can't do it. Everybody could talk. I don't even ask him about it because I know it can't be done. I know why, and I'm not gonna put it out there.
Ah, okay. So it's not gonna happen because lately there's been that rumor that him and Oscar De La Hoya might do
Listen,
it again.
listen. I'm telling you right now, that's not gonna happen, and I know why. And
Okay.
I could show you my WhatsApp of how much I talked to him. That's not gonna happen. He
Okay.
even said it in Auténtico the other day when they mentioned it again. He said, "Man, I think this is the last time I'm gonna talk about it. I would put it on De La Hoya, but it's not gonna happen, and I know why."
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. We can talk about it behind the scenes and we can get into details about that
A-
offline.
Absolutely. Read the chat.
So Shaggy says Trinidad was the Golden Slayer beating the Olympic boxers. Mr. Ko, Wilfredo Benitez was one of my favorite fighters, bro. So Wilfredo Benitez, very popular. We've got a question. Is it important for fighters to get a good enough lawyer when they sign contracts with bigger promoters?
They're supposed to. They're supposed to. Some of them don't. They're supposed. That's a good question by your chat. Great question. But I've seen a lot of them that don't. The smart ones do.
Queen says if they want to protect their fighters as they might see them as more of a global star. So that's why, promoters keep re-upping, have a contract where you if you accomplish, you got to stay a little bit longer with that promoter, which we spoke about it. It makes sense because obviously if I'm investing money on your career for 2 3 years and you're not really generating nothing, now when you're gonna make money, we got to make this money together.
But just think about this, right? You sign a boxer who nobody knows to a 3 year contract, right? He's giddy. Oh my God, I signed with, even though it's a local promoter. And then you start telling him, listen, I can bring you to a certain level, but as you go rising, we stick together. And that's in the contract. I can bring you to be a New England champion. I know Top Rank. I know MVP. I know Matchroom. I know them personally. I can get you there. You think that kid's not going to be excited and doesn't care about that fine print? He might worry about it and think about it later down the line as he's making money and growing. And other promoters are like, I'll give you millions. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. But at the time you're signing him, that the kid is giddy and doesn't care what. He's just happy that you signed him. They don't care about that fine print. They worry that bridge when they get there.
Now, I got somebody in the chat that got a good question for you. Queen, do you appreciate celebrity boxing if it's pressed to other audiences, or you don't like it because it makes the sport seem like it's a money chase sport rather than an expression of skills?
So,
What do you think
so
about celebrity boxing?
well, I'm gonna give you. That's a great question because as we speak right now, I'm actually getting. So Dave Feldman supposed to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Feldman is the owner of X Rumble Championship Boxing, which Mayweather's sister is fighting in Philadelphia on April 25th. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. Why? Because I also manage artists. One of my artists has been chosen to walk out one of these celebrity boxers on April 25th. At the beginning, when Jake Paul was doing this whole YouTuber thing and fighting, I thought it was a slap in the face to boxing. As I saw what he did down the line, right, with MMA fighters and UFC fighters and women fighters and Amanda getting them more money, I started respecting him more. As I saw what he did in Puerto Rico with renovating gyms, with boxing bullies and everything he started doing, I started appreciating him more, right? And now look at where he is with MVP. So sometimes you just can't judge a book by its cover because I was one that I was like, celebrity boxing, whatever. But look at me now. I'm going to be in one of those events as a manager for one of my artists. And now the same people, right? That company, Celebrity Boxing Company, is tagging me and sharing all my posts, making me grow.
Okay, you see, and I gotta say, I'm on the same boat with you because originally when Jake Paul was fighting, the basketball player and the YouTubers, I wasn't with it. I felt like, man, listen, these people are wasting our time. But ultimately, I started to see the benefits that Jake Paul brought into boxing, and then I started to appreciate it and respect it because right now he's a major player in women's boxing. Dare I say, today he's the most important promoter in women's boxing. He has the deepest women roster, the most female champions, and they're on the up and up. So you got to respect what Jake Paul has done.
And I'm going to tell you, I love what he's doing with female boxing. I got to tell you, I have a family. I come from a boxing family. Um, my daughter's trained. My sister is an attorney for boxers. Amanda Serrano. I mean, if you go to Amanda Serrano's IG, have your chat go to Amanda Serrano's IG and check her only story right now before it leaves is my post on this press conference. Remember I told you yesterday? It's
Yep.
my she put my post on her story on this press conference. The only one she has. And Amanda Serrano is a trailblazer in Puerto Rico, bro. MMA, um, everybody loves her. And really a New Yorican. He's not a straight up Puerto Rican. But that woman is loved as should be. She has full Puerto Rican blood. And to be one of the top women in the game, right there with Katie Taylor. I mean, Katie Taylor's fighting one more time. And I know Katie Taylor personally. One of my fighters trains in the same gym as her in Connecticut. Um,
But I gotta say, Amanda Serrano, even though she's a New Yorican, she represent that Puerto Rican flag to the fullest every time out. Puerto Rican outfit, Puerto Rican flag. She represent Puerto Rico every time there's a camera in front of her.
Listen, she just came from Puerto Rico last week. She was there for a long time, bro. She just came back and went to the Knicks game. And so she's here. I think she came back for this. Now, I'm dying to talk to her if I can today because she wasn't with what Jake Paul said about Bad Bunny, right?
But Jake Paul had to take it back.
But she wasn't with it.
Yeah, she wasn't
So
with it.
so I'm dying to see if I could get some quotes from her on it or if they're just doing their thing and nobody's coming out to the media to answer questions or whatever. Like I said, I'll let you know during the day, or you'll see the posts that I put up. Folks, follow on IG, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Chosen One Productions. Anyways, um,
Look what chemical got a comment for us on the super chat vibe. Salute chemical. He says, I was talking in regards to promoters shelving boxers, not the evolution of the contract when a boxer is rising. Promoters shouldn't waste a career. So again, the main topic of conversation for the contract is Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya. So I'm gonna remind you, chemical. Oscar De La Hoya was trying to make the fight. Is Virgil Ortiz trying to leave the contract? So in this case,
okay.
what you're saying
Right.
doesn't really apply because it's Virgil trying to leave.
Listen. So, right. It doesn't apply. This is, once again, Mikey Garcia got shelved, but Oscar De La Hoya is not like those promoter, like that promoter. Oscar De La Hoya is a businessman. No, they shouldn't get shelved. But in this instance, these people try to put a fast one on a promoter. So you
Try to
can't.
backdoor him.
Yeah, they try to put a fast one, man. And when Oscar's wrong, I say it. But this time around, he was ill advised. So no, they shouldn't shelf him. I'm all for what Oscar's gonna do. Let him fight until he gets out of the contract, but teach him the lesson you're gonna teach him. So
But I
then,
want to say, and I'm gonna put on my advisor hat for Virgil Ortiz, and I want you to do the same, real quick, right? So if I'm Virgil Ortiz advisor, I'm saying to him, listen, do not sue. Do not try to get out of your contract because you don't have grounds. There has been no breach. So instead of doing that, make the fight with Boots a co-promotion between Golden Boy and Matchroom. Yes, you're gonna make less money, but make the fight because if you win, you believe in yourself. Your stocks are gonna skyrocket. Play out your contract. From here, the contract ends in May of next year. From here to May of next year, you're probably gonna have with De La Hoya 3 more fights. Get those 3 wins, keep your popularity going up, and when the contract is over, if you want to leave, leave. but let's play out this contract. Let's keep getting this money instead of putting ourselves in a bad situation with Oscar De La Hoya. Go ahead, put on your advisor hat. What would you say to Virgil before he actually initiated that lawsuit? What would
Be,
you
be,
say to him?
before he did what he did, right? But first, let me say this: it's only a year, right? Some fighters
About
don't,
a year and some change.
but some fighters don't even fight, like you say. The active ones fight 2 or 3, but some don't fight in a year or more, right? So that's not really shelving, because sometimes they don't fight anyways. Shelving is 2 years or more. That's what I call shelving. But if they came to me, if I was part of that team, and they came to me with this nonsense, I would have told Virgil, if you go through with this, don't consider me part of your team no more. I would, and then at the aftermath, I would have fired everybody if they still advise them. Listen, how many times has Ryan Garcia, let me give you an example, cursed shit on IG about Oscar De La Hoya? How many times have they gone at it?
And and then Virgil, and then Ryan Garcia was hugging him and praising him after he became a world champion. Happy as hell.
Oscar will put out a little post about how disappointed he is. Holly, his girl, will back him up and post it on her post, and then call Ryan on the DL and say, listen, little motherfucker, stop this nonsense, because look at what I have for you. Stop talking shit, because you don't know what I'm working for you. And look at the fights he's getting. Didn't Ryan Garcia throw him under the bus talking shit that he was done with Golden Boy? Bro, it's like a marriage. You fucking fight, you kiss, and you make up, and you get that loot.
Yeah,
Simple.
but then again, Ryan Garcia, he's been going back and forth with Oscar De La Hoya, but he never sued them. He never tried to get out the
But
contract.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like Ryan, bro, like, Brian has his mental issues, right? And sometimes he'll fucking get a little bipolar and talk shit about his father. I mean, well, I call him his father, Golden Boy, Oscar, right? Or even Ryan's father will do the same and talk shit. But what happens? But they kiss, make up, and make money. That's what Virgil should have done. You wanna get it out your chest? Tell them everything you want in the book. But Oscar will smile and then say, "Teach you a lesson, young man. Watch what I do for you next. Para que no sigas hablando mierda, te vas a buscar 10 millones en la próxima pelea en el co-main event. How about that? Para que te calles la boca." And he'll make money.
Look at this. Look at this question from the chat. E. Mora says, "What's wrong with the contract?" So let me chime in on that. There was nothing wrong with the contract, my boy. Virgil Ortiz was saying that he became a free agent because the zone's contract expired with Golden Boy. The problem is that he was never in contract with the zone. His contract is with Golden Boy. He had to fulfill it, and the judge already ruled in Golden Boy's favor. Oscar De La Hoya beat the shit out of him in court. What? So Queeb is asking you, Camachito, what is next for Virgil Ortiz after his contract expired with Golden Boy?
That's a good question, because what promoter? See, he put himself in a bind right now, because all the promoters are looking at this and are saying, unless it's Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn don't give a shit. Eddie Hearn is a moneymaker. He don't give a shit. But other promoters won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. And if they do, they're not going to give him that exclusive contract. Who has Virgil Ortiz fought anyways?
I hear you.
Like, a promoter's going to look at this whole situation, and if they want to co-promote with Oscar, like nowadays everybody collaborates. Maybe he'll sign with, I don't know, one of these lesser Mikey Garcia's promotional firm. seeing that they're I'm just saying, it's hard, bro. They put themselves in a sad situation, even for after he gets out of the contract.
How about Connor Ben too though? Connor Ben pulled that scumbag move on Eddie Hearn. What do you think happens when he's done with Zufa?
Yeah, but by the time he's done with Sufa, he will probably be done with boxing because these contracts with Sufa, I believe, man, it's the same situation with UFC and MMA. They're tied to them until you retire. You're mine.
Cooked.
That's why you're getting that money for that first fight, but then this is what you're going to get thereafter for so many years. This is
That
why
that's
I'm
that's what I've
this
been telling people that $15 million is not gonna turn out to be for one fight.
no,
He's gonna turn out because
no.
if he fight 4 fights, then really he's just getting $3 million per fight, for example. So
I
let's
li-
see how many fights he's actually gonna fight on Zuffa, because this is not even on Zuffa, it's on a Riyadh season card.
exactly. That's enough. But you got to remember who's really financing this? Riyadh
Turkey.
and Turkey,
Turkey.
right? He don't give a. He got money, bro, to wipe his you know what. So sometimes Turkey has an ego where he wants to set an example. I still think that he was in his feelings with Eddie Hearn about something, and he wanted to teach him a lesson. I got the money to do whatever I want. It's like when Turkey first event did it right here in the middle of Times Square. Who the hell does that? But I got the money to do it, and I'm coming to America to spend money. I just want to show, even though I'm gonna lose money, I'm gonna show everybody that I got it like that. That's his ego, bro. Al Sheikh's ego is this. I got it and I'm gonna spend it. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna teach every promoter that I could do it, and I'm gonna try to be better than them.
And you remember they was trying to do a card in Alcatraz. I
I
don't know what
remember
happened. Supposedly they
I
had already tied up and everything.
I posted about that because I heard it from a source close to Matchroom actually. And then not only that, then there was another one in another park, outside park. I don't remember the park's name, but here in New York. So it was two venues before they did it in the tennis venue, right? It was Alcatraz and another big park here in New York.
Are they still gonna do Alcatraz, or that's
Nah,
scratched?
that scratch. It was the logistics of getting that together was just crazy.
Imagine people going to that little island to watch the fight. To be honest, the idea is a good one. It's just the logistics, man,
Well,
make it impossible.
I mean, like what they're doing now with the Usyk fight at the pyramids. Like everybody, is it in the pyramids? I already saw the plan. It's
The
not on.
layout.
I saw the layout. I could send it to you. They already sent in an email the layout of how it's gonna look. It's not inside no pyramid. Yeah, you can see pyramids on the outside.
In the background.
It's all sand. But it's a crazy idea, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
but that's Turkey on a sheet when he's telling you that he's bringing things to boxing that nobody has ever done before. He's actually coming through with that. What he said is just certain things that he does are questionable. Like Turkey will announce a fight while a fighter still hasn't fought that first fight. He's already announcing his second fight.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like good business right there.
So you know he's he has an ego, bro. That's all it is.
Look, the way that I view Turkey, to be honest, is like he's a super fan who got a lot of money and was able to buy himself into boxing. Because if you think about it, just a few years ago, Turkey has zero involvement in boxing. He doesn't have boxing experience. He doesn't have anybody around him with boxing experience and no involvement. And he used to just post about boxing, and all of a sudden he decided he want to be a part of it.
No, 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 no. He was involved, but at amateur status because he's actually over there in his country. He is in charge of sports and entertainment, right? So everybody
But
knows
he
him.
didn't have a direct involvement. He was
No, 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 no,
promoting the
no.
sport.
Right, right. He didn't have a direct involvement over here, but over there he did because of, he's in charge of sports and entertainment. Like over here in America, everybody knows him as Your Excellency. And at the beginning, people thought he was the prince. I'm like, he's not the prince, bro. The prince and his son is somebody else. He's just their advisor and the person in charge of sports and entertainment in their country. They call him His Excellency over here, but the casual fan doesn't know. But he was involved in boxing just at the amateur. That's why he's so involved with all these fighters from his country, like the one that fought recently that looked like garbage that they've been promoting so much, right? But he's what he is a huge boxing fan.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Remember when Boots was going to 154? That Turkey said fight Virgil, and Boots said no, I want to tune up first, and then Turkey said no. So Eddie go do that. I'm not getting involved in no tune up. I'm not getting involved in no easy fights. I have a problem with that, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. How come when Usyk got Caballero as his mandatory, and that's a true 50-50 fight, Usyk petitioned the WBC for a voluntary defense, a cherry pick basically, because now he's gonna fight a kickboxer with a total of one professional boxing match in his career, and Turkey's backing him. Why you backing Usyk for a cherry pick, but you didn't want to back Boots?
Let me tell you
That's a
why.
cherry pick. That's a major cherry pick. And then he try to say, no, it's gonna be a good fight with Usyk. That's a dangerous opponent.
Well, 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 well,
A
well.
kickboxer.
No, no. Let me tell you. So I did my homework on this kickboxer. This kickboxer is the best kickboxing martial artist out there. Number one, the best. Look him up. Right? No
No, I did.
experience.
I did.
No experience in boxing. Right? But what happens? Usyk has actually beat up the best of the best once, twice in the heavyweight division. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Who can beat Usyk in the heavyweight division right now?
Possibly his mandatory Caballero. He's
Okay,
that good, bro.
okay, but so Usyk has had a run of fighting the best
For,
heavyweights
for
and beat.
sure.
So I think fighters have a I mean not all, but they're entitled to an easy fight after all these years and getting that easy money. Look at what Jake Paul did with Joshua before he came back to the heavyweight division. Practically handed him millions and millions of dollars. Eddie Hearn was smiling from here to planet fucking to infinity. They couldn't believe that they were actually going to get the money for this type of match before Anthony came back to the heavyweight division in 2026. Usyk is doing the same thing. Getting millions for an easy cherry pick fight.
Yeah, but Turkey said he wouldn't support those fights.
Right.
What I'm saying is
But
he will support it with the guys that he likes.
the guys he likes and the guys that have the resume. Virgil doesn't have the resume that Usyk has.
No, it's Boots, but Boots,
I mean,
because it was with
but
Boots,
still, right, right,
but he
but
was
still,
still a unified champion at the welterweight division, moving up to make his debut.
but
Chemical, listen, Chemical says, salute to Chemical dropping in on the super chat vibes. A fight in the Coliseum will be lit.
which Coliseum? Oh, which Coliseum? In Greece?
I
In
think in
Greece?
Greece. I think so, yeah. I think he referring to that.
The old gladiator days.
A gladiator joint.
That's What's up? Read the rest of the chat.
Well, we got Wes Dustin. Salute to my brother Wes Dustin, who agrees with you. Usyk deserve a payday. He got the resume. The real King George. He's a legend in the making. JSmiff, take it easy like Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. Queen says, that's what I'm saying. How can you take these fights seriously if they're not even challenging fights with legitimate fighters? And now you're making others not to be able to fight their mandatory fights. So look, but in all fairness, they allowing Usyk to fight the kickboxer, and then he's gonna fight his mandatory in Caballero next.
But that's what I'm saying. So, he. I think. Listen, I have no problem with it because then Usyk is gonna come back, fight the mandatory. Fury's coming back. Anthony's coming back. Like 2026, 27 has some good heavyweight matches coming up. So Usyk's gonna take an easy one and then get back to the grind.
You know that we're gonna see Anthony Joshua coming back. He's already,
But
obviously his there was a
he's
tragedy that happened.
he
He's
already
coming back.
started. He already started training. There'll be an announcement soon on that.
Even though that fight is past its time, I still want to see Usyk. I mean, I still want to see AJ and Tyson Fury mix it up.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Tyson Fury's coming back at the right time because like you got Joshua, Fury, Usyk, his number one contender. So, heavyweight division wasn't all, but right now, you have all these guys between 26 and 27 that could all fight each other and make millions and millions of dollars doing it. So we might see all these fights happen.
I mean, I think we got a lot of big fights on the way for the heavyweight division because there's some young heavyweights coming up. Then you also have the heavyweight champion who beat Joe Joyce. What's his name from the UK, from
Oh,
New England?
yeah, no, not New England.
Not New
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Fabio Wardley. Yo, Fabio
Fabio,
Wardley is for
Fabio.
real, bro.
Yeah, Fabio.
There's the narrative that all he got is power, all he do
No,
is hit hard. But if you watch them with Joe Joyce, my peoples, Wardley's the truth, man. He got
but
footwork, he give you angles, he got speed, a crazy
but
whip
but
like jab.
but that's right there a fight that shows you that styles make fights.
Yeah,
That fight right there.
you're
That
right.
that that cliche. Look at that fight.
We got Queen asking you, what do you think about AJ versus Wilder? I still want to see that fight. It's past when it should have happened because it should have happened when they was both undefeated. But I think it's a big fight, and we all tuning in to watch it. What do you think about that fight, AJ versus Wilder, finally happening if it does?
Why Wilder got to come back and show me two good elite fights or two good fights before that fight. Wilder, I'm not even considering him in the top heavyweight division right now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, I think that for him to get a title shot, he does have to prove himself. He does have to get some type of big wins, but considering the fact that neither AJ or Wilder are champions right now, and neither guy's been a champion for some time, I think that they could fight each other for that
No,
opportunity.
you just said it. You just mentioned him. Pin Wilder against Wardley. See what happens, and then maybe fight the other fighters.
Yeah,
If
but
you want to,
Wardley, man,
well,
I,
you
I,
think so? You think Wardley beats Joshua?
I just think he's a real bad matchup for Wilder. Bad matchup. I think he beat him up, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bad
but
matchup.
I believe the same thing too. But this is what I'm showing. But I'm trying to tell you, like Bronx Bomber showed me something before fighting these top four guys. and Anthony Joshua is still in the top four.
No, no, but Warley's a champion.
I
Warley's
know,
a champion.
but but I still think Joshua is better.
I think Joshua wins this fight if he fights Wilder. But it's just that we wanted to see it when they was both undefeated. It didn't happen. We've been wanting to see that fight. So even now with both of them having taken multiple L's, I still want to see it. I do have Joshua winning it, but I still want to see it. Look what Chemical says. Have you heard anything about this? Deontay Wilder versus Usyk. They both agreed already. I don't think that's a fact. I think they in the past they were working on it and it just didn't work out. So they both went in different directions.
It was offered, but nobody took it serious. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. We got a kid here in New England. Well, in New England, I'm in New York right now, from Connecticut, signed to Top Rank. Still young, still his record, but this kid, and he's Dominican in the heavyweight division. They're two brothers. They're both undefeated. He's gonna make a lot of noise. He's gonna be very dangerous. His name is Ali Feliz. Ali Feliz, heavyweight, fights for Top Rank. Watch out. Watch out.
You're gonna cause disruption.
Look him up. He's a Dominican fellow. Look him up. Ali Feliz.
I'm gonna check them out for sure. For sure, my brother. Damn. Putting me on to my Dominican brethren.
Heavyweight. Two brothers.
Yeah, lo loco. Look what Mr. KO saying. Mr. KO says, I think Warley can give AJ problems. He's gonna hurt Dubois bad. I think Warley even gives Italma a hard fight. Yo, Wardley, I believe that he's a problem. And by the way, Wardley wants to fight Usyk too. But Usyk got his mandatory and Caballero to deal with after beating up the kickboxer.
But that's what I'm saying, that it's going to be interesting in the heavyweight division, like middle and 26 to 27, for this heavyweight division with all these fighters.
You got Italma coming up. I'm gonna tell you like this. Italma, he's only, I think, like 22, 21, 22. I think Moses Italma, bro, it might become the face of heavyweight boxing. Telling you that right now. Moses Italma, when I watch him fight, as young as he is, I I think that he could become the guy who has a very long reign in that division.
You never know, bro. That this is why they have to fight. This is why they have to fight. Hey, how about this? How about this? How about my boy Shushu saying, and he said this quote about the Japanese monster.
Now, yeah, you know it.
Yes. You're not a real superstar until you're a star in the United States.
I think that's delusional. I think that's delusional. You know why? Because now, yeah, you know it. It's a rock star in Japan. A rock star. There's a lot of people out there who are superstars that are relatively unknowns in the US. So I don't think that you have to be a star in the US to be successful. Now, yeah, you know, is making millions of dollars. It's a rock star in his own country. So I think Shushu is more saying that trying to get, trying to get that attention, trying to get that fight, but that's not accurate.
Okay.
Now if I'll give you an example. If you're in Dominican Republic, you need to go to the US to become a big star because you're not going to become a big star only fighting in the Dominican Republic. You need the US to make that transition happen. But if you're in different places where you're fighting in big venues, selling out arena, making millions of dollars, you could become a big star without stepping foot in the US. So I don't think Shushu was accurate when it comes to that. I think he's more trying to get that fight.
Does he deserve that fight?
I'm gonna say yes. If Naoya, it decides to move up, I'm gonna say yes because Shushu been putting in that work. But
Okay,
but
but
Bam Rodriguez, if Bam Rodriguez decides that he want to move up, Because now you know it said that I want to fight Bam, but if he don't move up soon enough, I'm out of here. I'm not gonna wait for him forever. So I think Bam maybe no Bam definitely deserved that fight more than Shushu because he's more accomplished. He put in more work. But if Shushu if the monster decides to move up to 126, I think Shushu might be the front runner for that fight.
Do you think he moves up after the Nakatani? Okay, first, let me not get ahead of myself. How did this fight go with Nakatani? This is Japan's all. Like, this is for all the star of Japan, right? How does this go?
So you see the background that I got right here because I already had considered that fight. Is going down in the Tokyo Dome. It's gonna sell out. First of all, I think it's gonna sell out. And then
Wait. It was actually announced last night.
yes, it
Announced.
was
It was already made, but officially
officially.
announced and on BoxRec as of last night. Another email that I got. So go back to what you were saying.
Exactly. They made it official last night. It's going down in the Tokyo Dome. They're gonna sell out the venue, right? The first thing I want to point out, a lot of people are talking about this fight based off of what happened to Junto Nakatani in his last fight. He was involved in a dog fight, very tough, but he was in there with a very tough, very good opponent, and it
And
was in a dog fight.
the first time coming up and wait.
Exactly, making his debut in the division. So because he has such a tough fight, people already assuming that he's gonna get washed by the monster. I don't see that happening at all. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I see the monster winning it because to me, outside of Bam and Shushu, it's hard for me to see anyone beating the monster. It's hard, very hard. And I'm not saying that those guys beat him. I'm saying that those guys have the best opportunity. I'm not saying that they beat him, but I see the monster walking out of a W in this fight in a very tough fight. Nakatani's an elite level fighter, a guy who has power, who's very technical. And they're going to be, I believe that this is an even matchup. Even matchup. So Nakatani's gonna win in a dog. I mean, now yeah, you know it. I see him winning in a dog fight. Real tough fight.
So you're telling me that this is a 50-50 fight?
Not 50, 50, 55, 45. And he know his favor.
Really?
That's
I
how
did.
good. That's how good Junto Nakatani is.
Wow, I didn't think that you were. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Junto Nakatani. It's a very. I've been following him, bro. I've been watching him.
Wow.
He a special fighter, bro. He a special fighter. Special.
But special fighter is. I mean, in a way.
No, the thing is, Junto is special. Inoue is special.
Okay. Okay. So you're not going your usual right. He's getting beat up. Beat down.
Nah. He's not gonna beat the shit out of him.
Okay. Okay. Read your chat. Read your chat. I like.
No
I
doubt.
like. I like your piece, man. They asked some good
No,
questions.
I'm
They
gonna
asked.
tell you like this. I'm gonna
Yo
tell you
yo.
like this.
They
I
asked some
wanna
good
tell you like this,
questions.
my brother.
Yeah.
My back center family, yo, they make this show what it is because they always
Oh.
what I do when people step in here talking shit and they don't know shit about boxing, I just block them and I just be blocking. So I'm trying to build a community of people that know what's going on in the sport. So they always got great question and great
No.
comments.
Listen, the reason I say that is because I've been on a lot of shows where the chat is a casual fan, bro. Casual fans, stupid questions, don't know what they're talking about. And after I leave the program, I'm like, damn, really? Like, did that dude really ask that? Or like, so, but yo, they asked some good questions.
Listen to
Read
this.
it. Yeah.
Watch this. Shackled hands. He wants him to come to America, but Hanoi been killing the U.S., which we know. Hanoi, when he fought American fighters, he knocked them out. Remember what he did to Cool Boy Fulton? Beat the shit out of him. Mr. KO says Junto got the natural advantage too but it's no shame to lose to a two-time undisputed champion, undefeated pound for pound great. Gabe Rivera says he sees it 70-30 in the Monster's favor.
That's exactly how I say it. How I see it. Jose Camachito Rivera sees it 70-30 for Inoue. Remember I told you. Not as close.
The letter M agrees with you. He says Nakatani gonna get his head mocked.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. So
Afro
what
Mora says, I don't think Bam can beat the Monster. He's gonna get the smaller fighter. They shouldn't force this fight. I know it's good for us fans, but damn. You see, the thing is, Bam would be moving up to fight the Monster, but a lot of people don't realize it. The Monster's a very small dude. That's why he's not gonna end up going all the way to 147 and one. He's 5'3". He's five
listen,
three, and he got a small frame.
remember when he got floored? Um where was that fight? In Vegas, right?
I think so. I'm not sure, but I think it was in Vegas.
Yo, I couldn't believe it. He was actually dazed. He was actually dazed, bro. So I've seen him get rocked.
Nonito Donaire rocked him too, pretty good.
Yeah, I remember his wife on coming on a podcast mentioning the whole situation about that fight. But
The letter M says Pac-Man was small too. With time, he moved up. So I'll respond to that. Pac-Man is 5'5" or 5'6", if I'm not mistaken. Eno is 5'3", bro. And
he
5'3", you know, Camachito, that sometimes they add a little half an inch or they add an inch to your height to not make you look small. You go to the face off with your little platform shoes. I think he might be like 5'2", to be honest. But he's a small dude. He's small.
he's smart. But the listen, back in the day when my brother was fighting, um, I saw Roy Jones Jr. train in Pensacola, Florida, and the things that Roy Jones Jr. did, bro, lightning quick, like I was like in awe, right? Like bam, bam, and then he would touch his heels, he would put his hand behind his like showboat. But then I actually saw him do it in fights, right? So Top Rank once had a media workout for Inouye, and I saw him do some crazy unorthodox shit that I then saw him in the actual fight. I was like, dude, how the fuck does this little motherfucker shoot from all these angles? It's crazy.
But let me say something. Let me say something, Camachito. Let me say something. Hector Camacho has some of the fastest hands boxing ever seen. In his prime, that speed, he was right there with the fastest hands that we ever seen, bro. The
Yo,
combinations.
I gotta look for my charger because both my Bluetooth just died on me.
Now Bluetooth let you down. Let me read some of the comments while you do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, go
Mr.
ahead.
Mr. KO, I can't lie. Junto is gonna get that story for days. I love it. Talking to you, my brother, Mr. KO. But I think getting inside is a part of Inoue game plan. And I see him hurting Nakatani to the body. That's another thing. People don't realize, yo, now yeah, you know it's a body snatcher too. Chemical. Now yeah, you know it wraps his hands in a way that is illegal in other places, but legal in Japan. So many people have said that. Do you count that against them? What do you got on that, Camachito?
I don't count it against them because if it's legal, it's legal. But I did see a fight, right, with a Latino fighter where they were pressing the rap and they said, no, rap again. The monster said, no problem. You want your guy to rap for me? They said, no. The commission said, no, it's illegal, but I want to see regular. He rapped it regularly. So he does rap like an unusual way of what everybody sees and knows, but it's part of him since he was a young kid with his father. They rapped like that. He has no problem. So, no, I don't hold it against him because if he fights in America, I've seen them rap regularly and still perform the same way.
And I look, I agree with you 100%. You know, it's I see that more as people don't like to accept the greatness of a fighter, so they nitpick at little different things. You could wrap his hands however you want to wrap him. He's still gonna do what he does.
There's fighters that rap their own hands. Look at Russell Jr. the other day. Uh,
Terrence
uh, uh,
Crawford.
right, right. On the Ryan Garcia undercard. He was rapping his own hands. Some fighters have a way and they feel that that's the way they feel right and they do their own hands.
Yeah.
I mean, the commission is there for a reason. You have the other team cornerman there for a reason. If the other team's cornerman says rap again, you got to rap again, and they've done it. So I have no problem with it. No,
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either. I think if there's something illegal that he's doing, he would have been called out by the commission already. He would have been got in trouble. And you know that they watch you rap right then and there, and then even watch you when you take off your gloves. They see it a second time.
and listen, let me tell you, these Japanese fighters are so humble, bro. These Japanese fighters, bro, the fans, like look at my Puerto Rican brother has went to Japan, beat up two other fighters for world titles, and now he's going back a third time. They should make a statue about Bomba Gonzalez over there.
I feel
He
you.
beat he beat their fighters, silenced the whole arena, and those fans are still humble, congratulating and telling you to come back.
You know, I want to tell you something. I I am a fan of Japanese fans because of the way that they treat visiting fighters. Look at the UK fans. UK fans, they mad supportive for their fighters, but when people come from other places, they be mad disrespectful to those fighters who show up to their country. So I want to say something, Camachito. Look, man, people are dissing my internet because supposedly I sometimes we were lagging a little bit. Look at the clouds, my brother. It's super cloudy over here. I got the Starlink. Don't talk to me. Talk to Elon Musk about this Starlink acting up when there's a lot of clouds out there.
Bro, listen, I wanted to do this show with you right from outside of I told you, of the MSG, getting some air. Here I am in my car because it's been raining since I left Massachusetts. And
It's
it's
raining
about,
out there.
yeah, it's raining here in New York. And, well, now it's calmed down, but it was raining all morning. And on top of that, it's about to snow in a little while, 2 to 4 inches. So my drive back this afternoon is going to be a snowy one.
Oh man.
The
So
only
are you?
reason, listen, the only reason I'm here is because MVP sent out credentials to certain, and not all of them, because I got two podcasts hit me up and say, wait a minute, you're posting that you're going to be at an MVP press conference. We didn't get no emails. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I got an email. I got my credential accepted. And this is a major news. So some people didn't even know about this. So the only
I
reason
mean,
I'm here,
I didn't know about that pressure until you hit me up and told me.
right. A lot of people didn't know. Like I'm about to tag Cesar Seda and some other of my colleagues when I do a little promo on it, Auténtico and some other ones. But like, I want to know up close and personal what's going on. And I got some questions about this whole Jake Paul Bad Bunny situation, and I got some questions for Amanda Serrano. But at the same time, I want to see what's going on. I'm not too far from New York. I'm in Boston, Worcester, three hours away. And when these big promotional firms send you out an email and you don't accept it, how do you plan to come to the big fights if you don't come to an invite?
That makes sense. That makes sense because if I invite you somewhere and you don't show up, then when the fight coming up, it's gonna make me hesitate to invite you
They'll
because you
invite
wasn't
other.
even there for the pressure.
So that just tells me that they picked and choose who, maybe different areas, because I got people that were like, I didn't get an email. Like I said, I don't know what to tell you. Like, remember, I told you yesterday, I got an email at 5 in the morning. If
Is
you
that?
want to,
Let me ask you: is that normal for you to get an email with such short notice?
no, that's why I'm here. Because usually when it's an event, you apply for media credentials a month ahead of time. And a week before, they'll accept you or they don't, right? And they tell you, don't book no hotel, don't book no transportation, don't book anything in case you're not accepted. But for them to send out an email about an emergency press conference, major news, no, it's not. It's not usual.
Well, I don't know, man. I have a feeling they're gonna announce something big just because of that. An emergency presser. You have Amanda Serrano in the building. You have Alicia Baumgartner in the building, and a few other fighters that you mentioned. I think MVP is gonna be announcing something big. That's early in the morning, right?
11 a.m.
All
11
right,
a.m.
yo, let's link up at night, man, so we could talk about what took place down here, what takes place in New
Well,
York.
the thing is that I'm traveling back. If I get home between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, then I could come on at 7 and talk to you. But if it's really snowing and I gotta take it easy, it's gonna be a long drive, bro. Maybe
Yeah, yeah.
tomorrow, but I'll hit you up. You'll see my post anyways. I'll do a little promo from MSG, and then whatever the case may be, I'll post something on it, so you'll see it. Cause you follow me, I follow you. Um, and then we'll talk about it later on. But
Yo,
let, let,
do you know? Because Berlanga's from New York. Do you know if Berlanga's gonna be out there?
but this is what I told you earlier on your show, that I was hoping that he was here so I could ask him, because he usually shows up to when it's in New York. He usually shows up, and especially if it's something like this, a major, where Amanda Serrano's here. Usually, all the fighter Boricuas in the area show up. We got Keith Cologne up in Riser in the area. You know what I
Look at
mean?
this. Look at this. E from Mora, Jay, where you at? I'm in Dominican Republic, my brother. We Game All Night says all this is a deflection to take the attention off of UFC White House announcement. MVP been going at UFC for some years now, as a FYI. And Hannah Gabriels deserved her rematch with Clarissa Shields. Do you think that this could be Jake Paul just trying to take attention away from the UFC, from Dana White?
If Jake Paul was gonna be here, or if he was on the list, I probably that theory might be, but he's not on the list, bro. To be here today. Oh, but you gotta consider this too. Remember, his girlfriend, this European beautiful chick, is also participating in the Winter Olympics, and he's been with her. He trains her. He's been with her. So maybe that's why he's not gonna be here.
Yo, the real King George is asking you while you're at the presser if you could snag a contract and see if the Jake Paul fights are scripted.
And they got those in a safety deposit box, who knows where. Buried somewhere.
And we can't say nothing too much about that because before you know it, we getting sued.
No, and like the promo on this is anything is possible.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they trying to say, man. It sounds like it's gonna be a big announcement. Anything is possible. Sounds like they're announcing the unexpected right now. It's Keyshawn Davis going to MVP.
Oh, that's another one. You just reminded me. So I got an email, was it yesterday, day before, if I wanted to go to Virginia where the two brothers, Keon and the other one, are fighting. Brothers, DB3. That goes to show you, bro, that what these three kids did for the fight, that big spectacle in Virginia, that he lost the belt on the scale with De Los Santos and the big ruckus and the fight, DB3, how they Keyshawn Davis affected his brothers because Top Rank used to give Keyshawn everything he wanted with the brothers. Yeah, he could be on the same show as you, supported him, blah, blah, blah. Look at now. They're fighting on lonely cards in Virginia while Keyshawn Davis is doing a promotional tour in Puerto Rico. That's how much those whole antics affected DB3.
Yeah, that made their stock drop big time.
But those brothers gotta be fucking. But ellos se lo buscaron, hermano. Ellos se lo buscaron.
Yeah, and you know I criticized them for that because I was like, look, when you're a professional fighter, people don't think about that because it's a violent sport. But you gotta
Nah,
be a
bro.
professional. You
Nah,
still gotta
you
be a professional.
you
And if you
reap
don't handle yourself as such, it's gonna come back to bite you. They're paying the price right now.
you reap what you sow. Simple. You reap what you sow. And if I got my little kid next to me, I'm not having a big confrontation with nobody where my son could get hurt. Or I'm not gonna get. You know how many times my brother lost? I wasn't going after no team or no fighter. Mi papá decía back in the days when he used to take us as kids to watch Asuma Nelson and all Gomez and all these fighters, right? Bro, my father was a basement fight, bare knuckle fighter. His whole front was all cut up. You saw my father? He was like the wrestler in Puerto Rico when cuando lo cortaban con la alambre púa. You know what I mean? And he used to tell us, you bring two sacks, dos sacos, como el gallo de pelea, uno para ganar y uno para perder. One to win and one to lose. Which sack are you walking out that door with? And you lose with dignity, same as you win. So these guys should know better, bro. Your brother lost, you lost to a fighter that the other brother beat. Why you salty? Why are you assaulting the man? So whatever happens, like I'm surprised the WBO has Keyshawn Davis in Puerto Rico after what he did to that organization. It just goes to show you that it's a popularity contest and it's all politics. What
Look
can
what
you
look
do?
what look what the letter M said. The letter M says your father was low key Carlos Colon, the Puerto Rican wrestling champion.
Bingo. Bingo right there. That's who I should have said. Carlos Colon. Even though the invader had the mask on, but his front was also the same way. But yes, Carlito Colon style. He's right. Yes, sir. Salute to that one.
I'm telling you, the Boxano family know what's going on.
Yeah, bro. I'm enjoying this shit. Love it.
Listen, listen. The real King George says Jake Paul versus Bad Bunny in WWE ring spoiler alert.
No, no. He means Logan Paul. Because Logan Paul said that that whatever publicity was going on against Bad Bunny, they were doing it because they want to be rivals in the WWE. That's what Logan Paul said.
And you know, Bad Bunny's been involved in
But that's
WWE.
and Logan Paul, and they've been dying to fight each other. So Logan Paul took the opportunity. Maybe he means Logan. Or maybe Jake wants to do WWE. He might be right. But once again, Jake Paul's not here. I think he's with his girl for the Winter Olympics. This has to be an announcement about something that they're doing that they made possible. Hey, listen, we're only hours away from finding out.
That's it. Only a
And
couple
you
hours away from finding out.
and you're gonna get all the goods. So there it is, Box Center.
Make sure, bro. Once at least once you leave the presser,
I
whatever
got
big
you.
announcement, yo, at least send me a message. I need to know what the hell they did.
I'm a,
What's
I'm
so
a,
impossible?
I'm gonna hit you up, and then I'm gonna be on my way. And then when I get home, I said I'm home, and then we'll figure something out.
Okay. My peoples, we about to end this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Camachito, before we get the hell out of here, before you go into that emergency presser that we don't know what MVP is gonna announce, do you got anything, anybody that you want to give a shout out to, anything that you want to say?
Nah, man, I want to salute your people for being, great guests, great chat. If they want to follow me, man, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Chosen One Productions. I have a personal one, Jose Camachito Rivera. We're doing in April the celebrity boxing thing. One of my artists is gonna be on there. And to make it easy for you guys, because sometimes I say Chosen One Productions and people spell it wrong because it's spelled with a S. I'm gonna make it easier for you. I'm pretty sure a lot of your chat follows Amanda Serrano. Just go into Amanda Serrano's story in IG before it goes away. And the story she has about me, follow that Instagram. That will take you to my bio, to the Facebook, and the YouTube is right here. In collab, you can find the YouTube easily. Follow us. We got much more boxing coming up and collabing. And my dude, support. We appreciate it.
There you have it, my peoples. Listen, you guys know we
No, and listen, and your peeps need to know that it's good they follow because when I'm at these events, like I did with the Subriel Matia, we usually go live while I'm inside the arena, so they could get that experience also.
they could get that and that first hand information from the spot where it's going down.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Camachito, mi hermanito. I appreciate you, my brother. You
All
already
right, man.
know.
Appreciate you. Let's
Make
thank
sure you
everybody.
make sure you hit me up after the presser though. I want to know what's the big announcement.
I got you, man. Absolutely, absolutely. Everybody have a blessed day.
You too, my brother. Peace out. Bam. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My brother Camachito Rivera is gonna be at the MVP presser in New York City in Madison Square Garden. He's gonna keep me updated. And you guys see, man, show love, show support for Camachito. He's somebody who's out there, who's really grinding in the boxing community. And like I said, man, I hope you guys enjoy this episode of Boxing for Breakfast. I think Camachito, no, I know Camachito's a great guest. He's always gonna have some great stories, some great insight into what's going on. That's for you guys, man. I hope you guys enjoy this show. I'm about to get the hell out of here. I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in. Your commentary, your questions, everything was great. Salute to you, man. You guys are giving flowers, but I want to give you your flowers for making this show what it is. Salute to King George. Salute the letter M, Shackle Hands, Moral Mass, Queeb, Afro Mora, the real King George, Shaggy in the building, always showing love. JJ Zendejas, Chemical, Mr. KO, we game all night, and everybody else who tuned in this morning, man. I really appreciate y'all. There was some ghost watching going on, but little by little, we're gonna eradicate the ghost watching, and everybody's gonna start hitting the like button. We not there just yet, but again, salute to everybody, my peoples, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Salute to everybody, y'all. I'm out of here. Bam.